Good evening. Good to see all of you out here tonight. This is not basically 100% about the library. To me, there's four things that this is really about. And it really is a sale. S-A-L-E. S is for the size. A is for the amount, and L is for the location, and E is for execution of the process. That's what this actually means to me. You may have a different opinion. And as Earl just said, we in Gates County, put it on slideshow, view slideshow, slide. I don't know where it's at on 2007. Yeah, slideshow, hit that. And view from beginning, I think. Bottom. But anyhow, sale, size, amount, location, and execution of the process. There we go. All right, next slide. And I want to say right up front, I appreciate, and these came from the library themselves, Mr. Gary Hora, at the director of the regional library. So I appreciate him getting those. I had to do a lot of parsing on this. There's a lot of information that could still be done if I had another piece of information, which I think he told me that the attorneys and them are going to meet in October. And hopefully, if there's not a conflict, there will be some other detailed information that will be provided, another matrix of numbers of which you can capture some information and learn something about what's going on with the process. So anyhow, where this developed at, and this happened last June or July, when I was not a sitting commissioner, I asked the commissioners to do, when I found out that this little piece of information right here that has a number that if you go to the library and sign up, you get that card. That controls everything about what, and let me say this now. This is about people coming into the library and checking out materials, DVDs, books, whatever. It's not about you walking in using a computer or doing anything else. Go look in the dictionary and read the definition of a library and what a library is. And I'm not here to debate, like I said. We need a library. And everyone, as Earl said up here, are all in agreement that we want to do something. But I want to do the right thing for you, the citizen, the taxpayer, as well as the user. So anyhow, if you go to the library and you check out materials, you get a receipt card here. These are barcoded numbers that represent is in every piece of documents they have. So it brings in this receipt page to check that you are taking this out and then you should bring it back to the library. So that really starts the process. And that's what bothers me. Before I do anything, when people start spitting numbers at me, I start making calculations in my head, automatically. And that's what I want to do. When I saw this told me something. That I was some valuable information that I could gather and tell what was going on. And I have had a hard time convincing a few people to do that. And there again, I appreciate the opportunity I got. Next slide. On this right here, Gates County, whoops, Henry, I might need yours. That's not too good. All right, right here, this is talking about Gates County residents that are registered by town. Population of Gates County by the 2010 census, 12,197. What we proposed the other day, I had 1,000,007, I changed it to 1,000,005. Right here represents the towns of Gates County residents that have an address in Gates County, North Carolina. By town. And I was quite shocked and surprised at this. Look at Gates. 35% of the registered library card holders live in Gates. How many of you thought that was true? I didn't. So now, if you look at that, the distribution here, 37.71% of the population live of Gates County have a card. Now let's look at it east and west. Here, 70% live in Gates, Gatesville, Ewell, and Roebuck. 30% on the other side. This is the statistics of this 4,599 people that ought to have a Gates County residence that hold a card. So does this tell you anything? I start thinking about it when I see it. Okay, then if we were to spend $1.5 million, it's just another calculation, how much would be by town and by region of what we would spend. So that's the distribution of the card holders. So you can look at Gates, Gatesville, and Ewell and see the numbers. Okay, next slide. Now what did with that, took the 4,599, they do it by these categories: adult, juvenile, outreach, staff, grand total. And this is the distributions of percent by those groups on each individual line, as well as the total component line here. And what does this tell you? Well, not a whole lot. This number looks at 71% and 30%. Juveniles, somebody will think, well, that's misleading, because juveniles, to me, would be under 20 years old. So above 20, but a whole lot more people have a range above 20 years old. So it's not necessarily inaccurate from that standpoint. It appears that the adults are the only ones using that. Well, there are more of them, so that's part of it. Next slide. Now this is just a pie chart, again, about the first numbers you saw on the screen. Look at the pie: Gates, Gatesville, and Ewell. And the matrix of what it makes up with the library, the people that are actually using the library. So again, where would you put a library? Does it make sense to put it in the middle of the county? Maybe.
No.
Maybe we might get more people to go. But it had plenty of time to come. Plenty of time. Okay? Now this right here, there's some bad addresses in here, but 319, then this is distribution between adults. But look at some of the towns that are on here. There's one, I believe this is Texas. Here's Little Rock, Arkansas. And I assume this is Milwaukee and Northampton. Virginia Beach. So we got a lot of people that have cars that do not have a Gates County address. So they're using that, that's fine. They might be this one, I don't know. They're card holders. So anyhow, you look at that and you wonder. Okay? Now, this includes that people you just saw, the non-Gates County residents, 4,898, which Gary gave me, and I put in the last file. There's a few more been added to it since I actually got that. So if I look at this and look at the distribution, here's where the percent of that distribution by year that they registered. There's 703 that went to the library, got a card, and never checked anything out after that. 703 people, 14.35%. So, you look down the cumulative percent, and you come to this line right here, 68, 86, I believe it is. So that means there's 31 or 2% of the people that hold a card that have not been there since 2009. Have not walked in the library and got